From the classic games like Super Mario Bros. To the epic open-world games of today like The Witcher 3 or Assassin's Creed, the world of video gaming has come a long way. But, as much as we enjoy the present games and consoles, it's important to take a moment to appreciate the pioneers who paved the way for the industry we know and love today. Among these pioneers is the Nintendo 64, a console that single-handedly changed the landscape of video gaming when it was first introduced in 1996. Get ready to blast off into the world of gaming with the legendary Nintendo 64, or N64 for short. This epic console was the third home console from Nintendo and the ultimate successor to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES. And let's face it, when it burst onto the scene, its competitors, the Sony PlayStation and Sega Saturn, were already shaking in their boots. But that didn't stop Nintendo from taking risks and pushing the boundaries of 3D graphics. And let's not forget about the game-changing controller design that still reigns supreme today. So, get your game face on and join the N64 revolution. First, N64, the console that made gamers say whoa. Get ready to take a wild ride down memory lane as we explore the history of the Nintendo 64, the revolutionary gaming console that took the world by storm. Known by many as simply the N64, this console gave gamers a reason to say whoa with its cutting-edge graphics and groundbreaking technology. From classics such as Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time to lesser-known gems like 1080 Degrees Snowboarding, the N64 has left a lasting impact on gaming history. With over 32 million copies sold, this console has captured the hearts and minds of gamers worldwide. Second, Mario, Zelda, and GoldenEye, the games that made N64 a legend. The Nintendo 64 took the gaming world by storm, and it all started with the games that came with it. Mario, Zelda, and GoldenEye were the titles that made N64 the legend it is today. These games set a new standard for gameplay, graphics, and storytelling that shaped the video game industry for years to come. The N64's history is intertwined with the memories of gamers who still hold these classic titles dear to this day. From the iconic Mushroom Kingdom to the mystical land of Hyrule, Nintendo 64 games transported gamers into unforgettable worlds that they still can't forget. And who could forget the epic multiplayer battles in GoldenEye that dominated sleepovers and parties alike? These games not only changed the way we game but also created a culture that is still celebrated today. Third, from cartridges to 3D graphics, N64's technological leap forward. The Nintendo 64 was a game-changer in every sense of the word. With its release in 1996, it didn't just mark the beginning of a new era of gaming, it revolutionized the industry. One of the most significant ways in which it did that was with its technological advancements. And at the forefront of that was the leap forward from cartridges to 3D graphics, a shift that was nothing short of a technological revolution in and of itself. The N64 was the first home console to adopt 3D graphics, which opened up an entirely new world of gaming possibilities. No longer were players limited to 2D, sprite-based games. With the Nintendo 64, they could step into fully realized 3D worlds that were more immersive than anything anyone had seen before. It marked a turning point in gaming history, and one that still resonates with gamers today. Fourth, the birth of multiplayer gaming, how N64 brought friends together. The Nintendo 64 wasn't just a gaming console, it was a game-changer in the world of multiplayer gaming. With its innovative 4-player adapter, the N64 made it possible for friends to gather around the TV and play games together like never before. From Mario Kart 64 to GoldenEye 007, the N64 brought the joy of multiplayer gaming into homes around the world. It was a time when hours would fly by as players tried to outdo each other in virtual worlds. the history of the Nintendo 64 is incomplete without a mention of the birth of multiplayer gaming. Thanks to this console, gaming became more fun, social, and competitive. 5th. Nostalgia alert: why the N64 still holds a special place in our hearts. The Nintendo 64, the console that gave us hours of entertainment and a boatload of memories. It's been over 2 decades since this iconic gaming system was released, and yet it still manages to hold a special place in the hearts of gamers worldwide. The N64 revolutionized the gaming industry with its innovative 3D graphics for controller ports, and the iconic analog stick, a feature that changed the way we play games forever. It introduced us to some of the most famous games we still love and play to this day, from Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time to GoldenEye 007 and Mario Kart 64. So, it's no wonder why the Nintendo 64 remains one of the most beloved consoles in gaming history. If you're a true gamer, the N64 nostalgia will never die out, it's just that special. In conclusion, it's clear that the Nintendo 64 played a significant role in the evolution of gaming. Its technical innovations and unique game library set it apart from other consoles of its time and set the standard for future consoles. The impact of the Nintendo 64 is still felt in the gaming industry today, with many gamers citing it as one of the most beloved consoles of all time. Its legacy lives on, and it will always be remembered as a revolutionary and iconic console that changed the gaming world forever.